Welcome back to 9446 Network for another diecast review, and 2022 diecasts are finally here. And the first Ford Mustang review on this channel for the next gen. Here is Kevin Harvicks 2022. We are no longer in 2021. The 2022 Gear Wrench Ford Mustang for Stewart-Haas Racing's Kevin Harvick. And yes, this is the first official paint scheme. That's not a test car. It's an actual paint scheme that you're going to see in the Flashracer Cup Series diecast racing season for Kevin Harvick fans. And my oh my, there have been a lot of changes to Gear Wrench's styling since they have left Kurt Busch, who in the Flashracer Cup Series Season 3 and in 2021 was sponsoring Chip Ganassi Racing and Kurt Busch. And of course, this wave is Wave 2 of the 2022 diecast season. And on the box, it's Next Gen. And on the back of it, you could see the wave. And yes, it's the only non-test car out of all of these for the Next Gens. And of course, the Dale Jr. car that Philip got in the mail. So without further ado, let's get this first ever Ford Mustang Next Gen review on the channel ready to go. And here is the sticker of the car. And yes, we are back to stickers again. So there's that with Kevin Harvick's stuff on there. And now it's time to get to the diecast, and we have a new style blister for these next-gen cars, so it could fit the diffuser a little bit. And it's almost like the Gen 6, but just slightly altered to fit the new style car. And without further ado, time to get our first next-gen Mustang ready to review, and it's Kevin Harvick and his Gear Wrench. And I really kind of find this car to be interesting. This paint scheme, it's a lot different from the Kurt Busch or the Jamie McMurray for that matter. They really did make a new paint scheme out of this. Looks like we got a little bit of a mark right there. Oh wow, that's actually a chip. No worries, I can fix that with a Sharpie. But that is a paint chip right there on the back. That's kind of picking these up pretty quick, but you know, number 4, Stewart-Haas Racing, and of course the new style Ford Cobra. And it's honestly a weird hybrid mix of a GT and a Cobra, because it's got the normal horse in the front, but it looks like a regular GT out back. So it's kind of a mix of both Mustangs, which is really weird. We might get into more detail of that when we review one of the test cars, but for now I want to review this paint scheme. So number 4, Stewart-Haas Racing Ford Gear Wrench, and the paint of the orange kind of has a bit of a sparkle to it. You got Gear Wrench right there on the hood. Goodyear NASCAR Cup Series number 4 in the new style number placement, which is more towards the front wheel. Kind of a little weird mark right there as well, where the orange is. You got Kevin Harvick, the front mount exhaust. It's kind of comes out both the front ends of the car. It used to come out to the back, now it's towards the front. Got Kevin Harvick, and let's see, Ford, Mobil 1, Haas, Hunt Brothers. You got Rush Truck Center's Gear Wrench, and a little mark on the W right there. GW again for a Gear Wrench. At Subway, Haas, Hunt Brothers Pizza. Onto the back, you've got Mobil 1. You have the Michigan license plate with the 2022 registration sticker on it. They even updated that as well. You got number 4 and the Mustang taillights, which look a lot more accurate to the street car than the original one did, I gotta say. It's got Gear Wrench on it. You got Gear Wrench, Forge Ahead. That's very cool that they have their little slogan on there as well. And nothing on the roof, just the number 4. So for the paint scheme, it's a black Mustang, and as you can tell, the body was painted black first. It's kind of hard to see the inside towards the front and the sides, but you can see these little rear quarters you can kind of see in. Wow, even the next gen car looks like it has an inner fender. Wow, that's awesome. Might be kind of hard to see, but it is there. So as you can see, 2022 Ford Mustang under license, and the car is painted black. And now to the paint scheme. So it kind of starts towards the front with a black splitter. And you have the orange, which kind of has a metallic-y finish to it. So it's not just a flat orange wrap. This is actually a metallic type of wrap to the orange. And of course, looking at it, it has a white outline to it, and it wraps around the front corners right there. And of course, it's up towards the headlights where the grille is. Got a white outline to it as well that wraps all the way across. Going across to the side, it continues to just spikes towards the front. So as you can tell, it kind of stops where it has a NASCAR Cup logo. Very sharp. It just shoots towards the front nose. Very, very sharp design. And of course, the number has a orange outline, a black outline, and a white number fill-in. Kind of interesting to see Gear Wrench sponsor on a Haas car. Very, very interesting to see that. But like I said, the new number placement, not bad for this paint scheme because it gave them more room to put gear wrench, but not all teams are going to take advantage of that space. But as you can tell, the orange is still metallic. And of course, for the side, this very, very big gap for the Busch logos and maybe Subway later on. But you have the orange streak across the side with the white streak that kind of underlines the gear wrench, and it just sharp across the side. And of course, what we usually see with Chevy, where they put a little bullhorn right there to make that window look bigger, they started to do it on the Mustangs. We saw another chip right there underneath. As you can tell, it's on both sides of it, as you can see. So that's very interesting enough to see. And towards the back, it's just an all-black bumper. And that's really the paint scheme. A pretty simple paint scheme, but it sends the message. It's gear wrench, and it looks interesting. But yeah, as you can tell, very, very different from the Kurt Busch, Jamie McMurray, and all those gear wrench cars. It's a new era, so when 2311 picked up Kurt Busch, these guys decided to go and sponsor Kevin Harvick, and they didn't just do Kevin Harvick. This is the official Haas sponsor. They are the Gear Wrench Garage sponsor. They're sponsoring the Gear Wrench Garage, so they went all out there with their sponsorship deal with Haas. And of course, black rims. Now, they're not really doing that many colored rims anymore, which is kind of sad. I kind of wish they made these rims orange, but that's alright. And because Philip Torres knows how to use paint pens, that's probably going to be something that gets fixed really easily if he picks up these cars. And of course, the Ford Mustang mold, like I said, we're going to go into more detail in its own video with the test car, but yeah, it is the new Mustang. Much more accurate headlights to how the street Mustang looks. And of course, it's got the Cobra nose with the GT back. Like I said, we'll get to that stuff later. But this is for the paint scheme. And of course, the Authentics, I had made a prediction, and I'm glad I was wrong, because I'm actually glad they did this. The undercarriage is black, like the roll cage for the Gold Series. However, there is a car in this wave that has a white undercarriage, underbody. This one has the black, so it's pretty interesting. Some of them they did black, and some of them they did white. But this one, it's black. And of course, you can see the diffuser underneath. But yeah, that is the next-gen Mustang, and this is a really interesting paint scheme, and something I noticed. I didn't touch this car with my bare hands, and there's already fingerprints on it. Who knows? They probably do this by hand. This is probably handcrafted in like China, Vietnam, or somewhere. God knows where. But yeah, I really like how the orange, I think my favorite part of this paint scheme is that the orange actually has a metallic finish to it. It's not just a flat orange, and I really, really like that. I don't know if it's me or I'm noticing sparkles on the black too. Who knows? You never know with this company. And of course, you have biofuel for the gas tank right there. This is a biofuel powered car. And of course, the gear wrench logo, another thing to point out, is so big that it wraps over to these sides of the car. So it's literally a flat area right here. So they literally can put a sponsor there if they want to. But without further ado, give you guys a 360 view. Now, I don't know if this is going to be in the Gold Series or it's an exclusive. I'm pretty sure we are going to get this in the Gold Series. But for you Authentics fans like me, we got it here. So here's the front of the car. That Ford logo's a little crooked, but that's not a big deal. Got the roof, or the hood I should say. Right side. Here's the back with that gigantic white chip that I'm going to have to touch up later. Here's the deck lid. Here's the roof. Here's the left side and the chassis. And back to the spoiler thing. I don't know if they're going to give us a smaller spoiler, but honestly, I really don't know. I mean, it's fine the way it is. I mean, I don't mind it being the big spoiler. It may not be the best racing, but it makes the diecast they're selling look cool. And I guess that's all that matters. But maybe we will get a smaller one. Maybe we won't. I have no idea when we will or not. But that's Kevin Harvicks. This is our first proper paint scheme on a next-gen diecast review. So hope you guys enjoy this one. For you Kevin Harvick fans, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. All fans are here to see these next-gen cars reviewed, and this is one of them. So if you guys are checking out this diecast review, comment, like, and subscribe. What do you guys think of this diecast? If the YouTube algorithm doesn't shut down the comment section like they've been doing, what do you guys think of it? Comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals in your diecast.